Welcome to episode 4 of the 10th Stone Tablet, Ritual of the Rich and Powerful. If you haven't yet, I recommend watching episodes 1 to 3 first to catch the full unfolding story. But whether you're returning or just jumping in, I'm glad you're here. Now take a breath and step with me into a world of ancient secrets, hidden powers, and a forgotten oath that refuses to stay buried. This is the 10th Stone Tablet, Episode 4. Let's begin. After the failed severance ritual beneath the desert sands of Kamar al-Ri, the 10 guardians emerged, changed, wounded in resolve, but sharpened in purpose. The sacred fire had burned. Their oath marks had screamed. And Eunice had nearly been lost to the creature's lure. The cost of delay was now undeniable. Memory alone could not shield them. Blood was no longer enough. They had to act. Under a fading moon, the Guardians made a pact. Their next strike would be at Dominion's heart, the Chapel of Withheld Blood, in French, Chapelle du Sang Retenu, a place hidden in whispers, tucked deep in southern France. They regrouped in Tangier, Morocco, a city of thresholds where sea meets land, Africa brushes against Europe, and myth dances just behind the veil of modernity. In a weathered riad near Casbah, once a sanctuary for Sufi exiles, 9 of them gathered in shadow and silence, sound of old papers unfolding. Amira spread maps across a cedarwood table, fingers tracing routes with precision. Idris pinned coordinates and alternate paths to the walls, each movement deliberate, each decision stitches at a fragile fate. Demba, his voice like stone carved from ancient mountains, recited the dream visions once more, his words falling heavy, sacred. They plotted entry points, built false identities, coded fallback signals into gestures and symbols. Nothing was left to chance. Even their suitcases were marked by ritual, inked symbols sewn into seams, hidden from unworthy eyes. The severance ritual had changed them, and it lingered in every breath. They moved in phases. Phase 1. Amira, Idris, Ahmad, and Demba would travel first, infiltrate the region and secure a base near Perpignan, not far from the chapel. Phase 2. Amir, Youssef, Bahir, and Fatima would follow 2 days later after final diversions were executed. One remained behind, Nadir, the Tunisian scholar, their signal monitor, their remaining anchor in Tangier. The meeting point was chosen with care. A stone cottage nestled in the Pyrenean foothills, just beyond the reach of wandering eyes. It had surfaced again and again in their dream walks. The Chapelle du Sang Retenu, ancient, haunted, a place where the tablets were currently stored. The next morning, under different names and separate paths, Amira, Idris, Ahmad, and Demba flew out of Tangier. Each arrived safely. Each found the cottage. Each felt the weight of what was coming. But in Tangier, something shifted. Nadir awoke breathless, trembling. A dream. Not even a full vision. Just fractured images. Amira's plane window. A gate number in Toulouse. A flock of sheep. The exact count, grazing near the safe house. And yet, it was enough. Because the creature had been watching, even a broken dream is a door. And the creature stepped through. The Guardians reacted swiftly. Though their hearts were heavy, they confined Nadir to a sanctified rental house in Tangier, a modest space turned into a warded prison. The room was sealed with salt lines, blue ash dusted into the air vents, and the flame glyph carved into every corner. No one said it aloud, but all feared the same thing. If corruption spreads, they would lose him forever. Bahir, without hesitation, volunteered to stay behind with Nadir. He would hold the fort. Now only 3, Amir, Yusuf, and Fatima, would continue the mission. They left the same day, slipping across the Rif Mountains on local buses, boarding smuggler ferries, posing as displaced migrants from the Sahel and Maghreb. Winds battered them, but the flame did not waver. Elsewhere, in the chapel of stone and cold whispers, the Dominion stirred. The creature had sensed the motion of the Guardians. Orders were given, files opened, mercenaries dispatched, border alerts triggered, cameras tuned to skin tones and surname. On the dark web, a bounty went live. Intercept without question. Eliminate if obstructed. Silence the flame. In the cottage in the Pyrenees, the Guardians felt the change. Amira flinched, her oathmark ignited, hot, red, urgent. Demba paused mid-prayer and saw vultures circling a clear sky. No carcass, no reason, just the omen. They immediately knew that they were being hunted. The chapel wasn't a waypoint anymore. It was bait, a trap. But they didn't run. They had been shaped by fear once, molded by suffering and silence. But not anymore. They had crossed bloodlines, watched cities fall in flame, seen mountains crack and oceans whisper truths in their sleep. They bore scars, not just on skin, but in the soul. They carried more than memory. They carried purpose. The creature believed their resolve was ancient, that it could wear them down. It was wrong. Their purpose was now, and the flame was not extinguished. Not yet. Thank you for joining us for episode 4 of the 10th Stone Tablet. Every listen, like, and comment helps keep this story alive. And I'm truly grateful you're here. What do you think happens next? Will Amir, Yusuf, and Fatima arrive safely at the cottage? Is Nadir lost? Or is there still hope? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your theories. And before you go, hit subscribe so you don't miss episode 5. If this story sparked something in you, like and share it with fellow adventurers. Next time, we will follow the Guardians into the quest to retrieve the stone tablets, with more danger and threats hovering around. Until then, stay curious, stay brave, and keep watching.